Is I'm gonna give you the 3 reasons why I hear they don't work, and I'm gonna point out that they're baloney. In fact, the 3 things that I hear most often about Facebook ads are sometimes the same that I've heard about people that don't go to church. And that is that we've tried it before, no one pays attention to it, and I don't have the time or the budget. Budget is obviously not a church thing, but I don't have the time. I don't have the resources. So if you believe what I'm about to tell you about Facebook ads, if you believe these myths, chances are you're probably going to believe someone when they give you the same excuses why they don't go to church. And the best way to actually get stuff done and see improvement is to stop buying the same excuses in someone else's life. There's a tangent there about finance committees, but I'm not going to go down that. I'm already hyped up as it is. Let me get into these the myths about Facebook ads that we've got to get this out of the way. If you're watching this and you're a church communicator and you're like, this is what my pastor tells me. First of all, welcome. Glad you're here. I'm going to give you the ammo you need to shoot down these excuses so you can finally run your ads. Pastor, if you ever told yourself, we tried Facebook ads, they didn't work. No one pays attention to these Facebook ads. Or we don't have the budget for it. I'm about to blow all those excuses out of the water so you can't use those excuses and you can't stop watching or listening now. You're bought in. And I'm about to share with you how you can reach thousands of people in your community for just dozens of dollars. Okay? You can't get that kind of reach anywhere else. The only thing that's cheaper is if you get the Google grant, and that's free if you're a 501c3. And there's no rule that you can't run both. So why not reach tens of thousands of people for a few dozen dollars? Okay? But listen, if you've tried Facebook ads before, I've already harked on this in the Facebook ads 101. But if you've tried Facebook ads before and they didn't work, like I said, chances are you weren't utilizing them for their full potential. It's kind of like your sound operator when they're like, this board stinks. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. And then someone that's an expert comes in and says, oh yeah, you just got to press this button, turn this knob, whatever. Like you're not running the right compressor settings, right? You've got the noise gate way up. That's why you can't hear. You're not ducking the right cymbal mic. I don't know, whatever it is. And you're like, oh, of course. Why didn't I think of that? Because it's not on your radar. And chances are your media guy, this isn't his full-time job, right? He's an accountant. He's just helping you on the weekends. Of course he doesn't know that. I don't blame you. So if Facebook ads have never worked for you before, you tried it once and it didn't work, it's really not your fault. You just didn't understand. No one told you, or worse, you were coached by someone, you did go to a curriculum and they didn't tell you either up-to-date information or they told you outdated information. One of the things that's very dangerous about marketing is outdated information can get you banned, canceled, denied, or even take your funding away if you're doing the Google grant because you're not doing it right. Or you're wasting money. So just because you tried it before, I don't need to hark on this too long because I've already spent a lot of time on this. But if you tried this before and it didn't work, it's not a good reason to not try it again. If someone said I tried praying before and my so-and-so still died, my so-and-so didn't improve, doesn't mean the prayer doesn't work. If someone says I visited a church before and they treated us poorly, they treated us terribly. I know someone that's very close to me and she's like, I've been hurt by the church, but I'm still going to serve the church. And there's even so much more with our kids. We tried that before and it didn't work. Yeah, your kid didn't like basketball. That doesn't mean he doesn't like all team sports. So get that out of your mind. It's just an excuse for you to not try. And it's an excuse for you to not, again, reach your community where they are and actually develop a relationship with you. You may also say, no one pays attention to these Facebook ads. And hey, it's true. Maybe for a few people, but it's not true for all kinds of people. This is where optimization comes in. Meaning, if you're equipped to serve specifically people that don't use Facebook, maybe your youth department, you thought I was going to say boomers and old people. That's not true. They're some of the most prolific users of Facebook now. So if you want to reach sub 20 years olds, don't go to Facebook. If you want to reach anyone over 20, go to Facebook. Okay? Basically, anyone 30, you have to be on Facebook. Okay? And that's not to say you shouldn't be running ads anyways, because those kids have parents. So if you're trying to reach those sub 20-year-olds, reach their parents who are on Facebook. But it also doesn't mean that your ads can't stand out. If people aren't paying attention to ads, you're the one not paying attention, because if ads didn't work, why are we finding success with ads? Why do companies... Oh, man, I should have pulled up an example. I read a great one this morning. I think it was for Liquid Death, right? They had a formula. They'd put in $100 of ads. They get $1,500 of product purchased. I think it was Liquid Death. It might have been another company. But anyways, another great marketing case study. If you can put in $100 into a machine and get $1,500 out, what's to stop you from putting another $100 in there? So if I gave you a way to put $10 in and you got to talk to 2 people in your community, what's that worth? And yeah, if you put $10 in and you got nothing out of it, yeah, that sounds like a waste of money. Go to a different machine. Or maybe you didn't put in a $10 bill. Maybe it's, I don't know. The thing breaks down as soon as the illustration breaks down. If you really go into it, no one likes that guy. Well, actually, Pastor, that illustration you shared with us is not good because, and you're like, dude, you just missed the whole point. I don't want you to miss the point. All right. Again, either your goal, your timeline, your targeting, your optimization, that is why no one's paying attention to your ad, or the creative. Okay. I can put a lot of money into Facebook ads and I can make a terrible ad. And it's not going to go anywhere. That doesn't mean Facebook ads doesn't work. It means I didn't give it the right information. I didn't put the right gas in it. All right? You got to put the right gas in it. So if you think no one's paying attention to ads, no one's paying attention to your ads. So come on, Pastor. Let's get the right ads. I'm going to tell you what the best ads are after this. Don't get too frustrated, okay? Because the other thing that's frustrating is when pastors say, we don't have the budget for that. To which I say, I hear that all the time, even when I was on staff. There's no budget for this. But guess what there's budget for? There's always a room in the budget when the AC goes out. I asked for 2 $100 cameras. Denied. Not in the budget. AC goes out. We fix it by Sunday. $18,000. So we made it real comfortable for, at that church, 300 people to come to church. But we couldn't get $200 so I could film a video for 2,000 people at an event to see a gospel message that we wanted to present on video. So it's not that you don't have the budget for it. I'm going to challenge you. You don't have the budget to not do something like this. Meaning, if you've got people coming in, like if your church is 100 people and you've got 30 people coming every month and that's all you can support, yeah, then don't use your budget on Facebook ads because you can't support new people anyways. Pastor, if your calendar is booked up, and I'm not saying booked up as in like you've got something to do all the time. I'm saying booked up as in you're actively leading, equipping, meeting, counseling your sheep, okay, your flock, your congregation, and you're meeting with staff so they can lead more of the congregation because you're booked up, then yeah, you probably shouldn't run Facebook ads because you ain't got no more time. Someone else on your staff should run those Facebook ads. But if you're sitting there and you're thinking, I've got empty seats, I've got empty spots on my calendar, I'm worried about my 8-hour sermon prep time, I should be worrying I don't have 8-hour sermon prep time because I've got so many other people to work with. And people in your church notice those empty seats, which means they feel like there's something not worth it here. Their minds shut off. They have a barrier now. And now they're going to think, well, we've tried this church and it's not going anywhere. No one's paying attention to this church. So now let me do something else. The same reason that you're using, the same excuses that you're using to not do Facebook ads are the same reasons why people are not paying attention to your church. Do you see this? The same excuses that you use, you allow other people to use to blow off your church, to blow off the gospel. The best way to get people to pay attention to you is to pay attention to them. And right now, I'm telling you, the 5 best Facebook ads that show the community that you care, do one of them. And I'm telling you, you don't have the budget to not do this. It makes no sense if you're on mission that you would not do whatever it takes to accomplish that mission, including running a Facebook ad. Come on, Pastor. So if you don't have the budget, if you're tied up, if your credit card limit is $300 a month and you're already spending $280 on it, number one, find the money. Okay, move the money. That's the entire point. Find the money. Number one, move the money. All right. If you've budgeted so much for electricity and you're $40 under budget, use that $40. Because I'd rather that $40 be used to reach someone than be used to buy more pens. I don't know. Whatever you're going to use the surplus for, use it for people. Okay. Number 2, cut costs somewhere else. Is there a subscription you can cancel? Is there something in the church that's being wasted, right? Are you running AC to parts of the building that aren't being used? You could save $100 just by doing that in a week. Take a look and say, hey, what are we wasting money on? You can cut that off anyways. Don't cool down a building for 0 people. Use that $100 and let's reach 700 people. And then number 3, just go ask for a donor, right? I mean, we are a nonprofit organization. There is nothing wrong with saying, hey, I know you give to the church already. I know you've given something, John, whatever you're talking to. Listen, there's something I want to try. I know it's real important to you, our children's ministry. I want to bring more kids to this church. I want to mold these kids. And in a way, I want to talk to their parents too and minister and disciple their parents too. I want to try something different. We've tried it before, but I want to try it in a different way. Would you consider sponsoring this Facebook ad just for $100? Just let us try it. Or whatever it is, right? Go ask for a donor. Not from the stage. Go find one person, pray about it if you have to, and just say, hey, I want to try this one thing. It is an additional cost we didn't plan for. Would you throw in an extra $100? Or would you throw in anything to help it out? Go find 10 people to give $10. Try it out. Okay? Now, I know that's scary. But you know what's also scary? Not having a budget to reach more people, to form more relationships. The whole reason we have a budget is to make disciples, is to carry out our mission. This is a way to carry out our mission. If you say no to this because you don't have money, you're allowing your mission to be hampered because this is how you reach people. Your $40,000 sign is not reaching people. It's not developing connections. It's not developing relationships.